I'm Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Good morning. It's May 28th, 2025. Let's talk about the student visas, the student exchange programs, and so much more. I woke up this morning to hear that it's been suspended by the United States government and the State Department. I was shocked. Shocked because all these things could be avoided, guys. Many of you are on my page on Facebook, and you're cursing out everything U.S. You're cursing out General Langley being in Africa. You're cursing out AFRICOM. You're cursing out all these people that help us. In Nigeria, we have a ton of terrorism. It's never stopped. The people funding it and the people behind it, we still don't know who they are because the Nigerian government itself has not even admitted. During President Jonathan's administration, President Obama gave Nigeria $1.2 billion. We all know what happened to that money. If you really go back to the whole thing with the Dasuki money, they shared it and they used it for the elections. So the U.S. is trying to help us. You're on my page, cursing Langley, AFRICOM, and everybody. And now this morning, the State Department has ripped student visas, exchange programs, and whatnot. All these things stemming from all the stuff going on in Harvard and more. If you have an I-20 form and you fill it and get an F1 visa, go to America and go to school. Did I not say this when those young students were doing Yahoo? They were going to ATM, cashing in money they're stealing from COVID funds and all. Is that what they asked you to go do in America? I'm a product of the visa system in America, the F1 visa. I've told you that story many times. My father just won as governor. He did not know I was going to America. I secretly took the exams when I was in the UK during my A-levels. At the end of my A-levels, I took my TOEFL, my SATs. I had perfect scores. And then I came to Nigeria and I was going back to America for the first time. It was President Shagari that called the ambassador and told them that one of his newest governors has a daughter that has to be in school on Monday. This was a Thursday. We went to Lagos on Friday. On Saturday morning, we went to the embassy. You know the story. When I said the whole embassy opened for me alone. Even when I went to renew one of my children's passport, I made sure I told them at the gate, like, hey, you guys want to open for me alone. And they all clapped. The student visa is possibly the most precious visa out of all the U.S. visas, because when you enter that place to go to a school in the U.S. and get your education, you can go places with that education. Do you know what I say when I say I have 3 U.S. degrees? First class, pharmacy, journalism, and PR. This is why some people are jealous that they even said I was not a pharmacist. You're a fake journalist, David Hunday. So you're on my Facebook page, you're cursing out AFRICOM, General Langley, and all the stuff going on there in Nairobi yesterday. You need to stop. That's propaganda. The U.S. State Department has helped Americans, and they've also helped Africans and countries around the world. And nobody's here trying to stop you from going to school in America. What the State Department is doing is just to bring awareness to this problem. There is a lot of propaganda going on in schools now. Okay, when I was in school 30 years ago, you went to school in America to study, not to become an activist on Hamas and Russia, Ukraine, Palestinians and Israel, Chinese communist propaganda. It's happening in one of the most prominent universities in America. At least Columbia and Harvard have been dragged into it. That's not what your visa says you should do. The most your visa is going to give you is a side work permit, so you can go to work and make money. People, I'm very unhappy this morning, and I really hope that one day President Trump and the State Department can reinstate student visas, because it makes it bad for every student out there that's trying to go to the greatest country in the world and get a college degree. Okay, please stop the propaganda on my page, would you please? I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't cover conflict. I stopped that after Iraq. It affects me mentally, and I really don't need more PTSD when it comes to conflict. But be careful what you're writing on social media. Now they've suspended those visas to study social media postings of people. I'm just giving a word of advice. I'm Dr. Kemi.